Now, I'm not the smartest guy, but count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rock Auto sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What the hell do these go on? Not my truck. We got to get this thing on the ground, lowered, so that we can use our new special tool that I haven't used yet to figure out our wheel width, diameter, and offset. So we're going to work on that. So let's get to work. Enough talking. Work time. I don't know if new bolts came with these shocks, so we're going to save all this stuff. These have a T-bolt flange type ordeal. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not a mechanic. I just pretended to be one on YouTube. I wonder how good this shock is. Oh no, it's dead. Rear shocks are cooked. I'm glad we ordered new ones. Very glad. You're gonna want a long extension if you guys are doing this. It's gonna make things a lot easier because they are way up in there. Let's see if this one's as bad. Oh, no effort, and they don't extend back out. Both shocks. I'm willing to bet that those are the original shocks with 230,000 miles. All right, now, what I want to do is one side at a time. Because if you take out both sides at the same time, what ends up happening is you got to support the pinion. It wants to roll and fall and all kinds of stuff, and it's just not fun. So we are going to do one side at a time and get our blocks in there. New U-bolts, slam everything together, brake clean it all, and paint it. I want to paint everything first. I knew that was going to happen. All right, it's going to happen. We got to paint. All right, we're going to be delaying this a day. I'm going to hit this with a wire wheel and about 972 cans of brake clean to clean all of this up. And we're going to paint all of this. And when you guys come back, you're going to see beautiful black paint, just like the front. Ready? Go. Finally, we got to get some stuff done. It is already, I don't know, what time is it? It is exactly 8 p.m. and we are just getting started tonight, baby, after hours. So I want to get the front suspension back in this thing. We're going to start off, we got to put these ball joints, these are brand new factory style ball joints in our DJM lower control arms. I'm going to mount these all out here so it's done already. Basically, these just take your ball joint and they just bolt right to the bottom of your lower control arm. Drop your bolts in from the top, get all 4 of them right in there. And at some point we'll probably do new upper control arms, but I haven't found an aftermarket set for the Canyon yet in the Colorados, unless I'm missing something. If you guys know of tubular upper control arm, I'm definitely interested because I'd like to do something new up there when I put coilovers in the front of this thing in stage 2. So we're just going to take and snug these all down. Make sure you torque these to the proper foot-pounds when you put them in. If I could get the wrench on there, that would be super helpful. It is an 18 millimeter, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an 19. Thought it was. Oh, I know what it is. The bolt's an 18. Yeah, the bolt's an 18, but is the nut. Now it's 19. One of those deals. I really wish all these companies would just make, if you have a nut and you have a bolt, make them the same damn size. Yep, that is torqued. Torque it to spec, just like that. That's perfect. All right, we'll just double check. Perfect. All right, rinse and repeat. Get the other side done. 3 and 4 and 1, and that's 4. Oh, look at that. That lovely powder coat peeled right off of those high quality parts. Literally, just, they didn't even prep the steel. I'm DJM calling you out on this if you happen to see this video. That is bare, dirty steel underneath this powder coating. Powder coat doesn't stick if the steel isn't prepped properly. That's on you guys. That right there is on you guys. That is not right. So don't expect the powder coat to last on these control arms. I can tell you that immediately. Now we got to do the messy stuff. Oh, forgot. I got this today too. I'm big about organization, even though I'm horribly unorganized. But I stopped by the good old Horrible Freight, and they have really good accessories. I will say that. I'm hoping this will work. So it's a 2-can holder that I want to put right basically there. I think that'll work. Oh, we also got some PB at the Horrible Freight. So we got a brake clean and our PB. Now it doesn't take up our tool cart. Can you guys see that? Here, look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. Much better. Organization is great. All right, so I'm gonna need to go get some grease because it didn't come, the lower control arms didn't come with grease either. So we're gonna grab some grease because we gotta get dirty and grease the ever living hell out of those bushings. And we also have to put our grease fittings in. So let's do that too. So these guys, I don't know if you've ever put grease fittings in before or not, but they just thread right in there, and I'm hoping they don't fight me too bad because of this powder coating. But who knows, because they very well might. That's not straight. You definitely want to get them in there straight or you're going to be re-tapping the holes. I'm not even showing you guys what we're doing here. I'm just pointing it at the table. High-end camera skills. All right, that's in. And then we got this guy here. We'll set this one in there. Like I said, don't rush it. Oh, that one goes in pretty good. I'm not sure what size that is though. It's probably a 10 millimeter, which we don't have. Go grab a wrench. Be right back. We got to put these two in that control arm over there. I'll leave that right there. There's a trick on these Colorados that you need to deal with. So see how their back lower control arm is open and the front one has this big cup? Well, the grease fittings that DJM supplies point straight down and it's impossible to grease them. So you got to do one of two things. You either don't use the fittings that they supplied you, or you come in here and you drill a hole in this so that you can access that grease fitting. We are gonna drill a hole because I don't have right angle grease fittings here and I cannot put this project off any further. So we are drilling a hole in the bottom of that. But first we're gonna do the upper ball joints also, which is basically the same process. You just, here, bolt, show you guys. It's just these 4 bolts, slide your ball joint up in there, drop your 4 bolts in, bing, bang, boom, you're done. I'm a retard. I did things upside down on the bench. The ball joint's got to go the other way. Yep. Brief intermission. We'll be right back. All right, we are back to our regularly scheduled programming here. Now that the idiot has left the building, that one goes on there like that. And then it should come. Nope, that's a wrong nut. Where's the right nut? Okay, we got the right nut. This slides right on here. So this one goes on here. We all make mistakes. Don't judge. Now the question is, can I get that? There it goes. Like that. Voila. And it does. It clears everything quite nicely, actually. Kind of nice setup. I like it a lot. Don't forget your cotter pins, people. And you don't need to over tighten these upper bolts either. They don't need a lot. Remember, torque to your manufacturer specifications, always. I wish I had my needle nose pliers on the tool cart right now, because they work really nice when you're trying to get into these spaces like this. But we'll make do together. Perfect. And we can get this tie rod greased up and put that in next. Maybe. There it goes. Beautiful. Cranking it down. I gotta try listening to my earbuds. I said I was gonna do that last time and I didn't do it, but I really need to do it. I don't think it'll show up on camera, and I get to listen to music. Don't get me wrong, talking to you guys is great, but I like to jam out in the shop. You might even catch me dancing. Scary, I know. I don't know if these are small enough, but I hope so. Oh, they are. Excellent. Now, the only downfall is these are really long ones. Again, horrible freight. You can buy these little master kits in there. They're not the greatest things in the world, but when you're on a budget and you're just a dude in a shop, you're not doing this every day professionally. You don't have someone come and stock your nuts and bolts bins. I really want one of those, by the way. What is it, Bolts and Nuts or Nuts and Bolts? I think that's the company. I really want to get one of those. That is one of the most sought after things for me in this shop right now. I would love to have a nice nut and bolt bin and washers, an assortment of all different, mostly metric, but even some standard stuff too. But oh, that would be such a game changer for me. I can't tell you how many really want to get one of those wall rack units. I think that's it on this side. We can't tighten anything up yet. So we got this guy here, right? And then I think we got to use existing hardware for this. So I just got to figure out, can you see? I don't know if you can see, but I hope you can. I got to figure out which ones are what. I'm not sure if that can only go one way or if it can go multiple ways. We'll have to line everything up, figure it out. Organization. These little trays are great. Now, I'm not the smartest guy, but count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rock Auto sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What the hell do these go on? Not my truck. So apparently we're gonna be delayed because I gotta call them tomorrow because it is now 10 o'clock at night and nobody's gonna answer the phone. And I gotta see what the hell they wanna do with this. They sent me the right brake pads, but that does no good without rotors. So extremely frustrating. Anywho, I'm gonna put the other side together just like we did this one. So at least that's done. And then I guess go work on the back and hopefully they can overnight me new rotors tomorrow. I already threw the box out because I cleaned up. My dumpster gets picked up Tuesday mornings. It's Tuesday night. So guess what I did? I put all the garbage in the dumpster. Well, it was a crazy week, all right? I missed a few days, so that's on me. I've been pulling about 90-hour weeks for almost 5 months, trying to keep up with construction and YouTube and the builds. And I gotta say, I got behind on things. And a good friend of mine, Norm, surprised me and did something that I don't recall anybody else ever doing for me. I don't ask for help, very rarely, because every time I ask for help, on the rare occasion I do, it usually comes across like I'm inconveniencing somebody. And half the time, they don't help me anyway. So he knows I don't ask for help. Well, he came over and spent like 4 hours weed whacking and mowing my entire property. I don't know if you guys remember on some of my other videos, but this was all overgrown with weeds. But he came in and went around my whole property, my whole shop, and spent his day doing that for me because he knew I wouldn't ask. And I'm putting this in a video because that's what friends do. And I don't even have the words to thank him for that. So I'm putting it here and I'm saying thank you, brother, because it meant a lot, because I've been behind. And let me tell you, you guys know that are busy, you know, Usually your personal stuff gets sacrificed, but it was bothering me that I couldn't get to it because I have obligations, and he came in and really helped me out. So huge shout out to you, brother. That does not go unnoticed, and I truly appreciate you, man. So there's that. Back to work. All right, we're finally back in the shop. So if I put it up before this, we mocked up the hub on here to make sure we had our brake line wheel speed sensor, rather. The brake wheel speed sensor all routed correctly. And then when I went to go get the rotors, as you saw, they sent me the wrong rotors. So we went down to grab generic rotors for the time being until I can get with Rock Auto and see about getting reimbursement. So we're gonna clean these up, get these things slammed in. Pretty straightforward, bolt them to the hub, bolt the hub back in, and rock and roll. So hopefully we can see this thing on the ground soon. We gotta put the rear blocks and shocks in, that shouldn't be too much. Let's do it. All right, well, finally, even though we don't have our power stop rotors on, we got some Junkos from the local hardware store. They'll do for now. We're gonna be upgrading the brakes, we're gonna be upgrading the coilovers, make all this stuff really nice. But stage 2, not this one. Right now, we wanna get it on the ground. So everything's bolted back in, we got our lines run, hub, brake. We got good brake pads on it though, so that's a good thing. We got our new cotter pins in and everything's bolted back up. And of course, torque to spec. So we're gonna get over here, rinse and repeat. Note, never hang your caliper by the brake line like this. Never do that. That's enough, only I do that. All right, we're moving on to the back now that the front's wrapped up. I'll show you that in a minute, all done. But we got our rear shocks. We gotta press this T-bolt top flange, whatever, fastener. I don't know what the exact terminology for this is, but we got to press this in this eyelet, and as you can see, it's kind of a bear, but that's basically the only way you do it. Jam it in there. So I already did the other shock. I'll show you what I did. It's not the prettiest, but it works. Grab your vise, open her up. I just started it by cranking it in there. Give her some wiggle so she started like that. And then I just dropped her in here and sent her home. Once she starts going, you got to reposition it sometimes, but it gets in. There she goes. Look at that. And then all I did, which probably not the correct way to be doing this, you can also use a press, but I don't feel like setting it up. And then this is working quite nicely. See her coming through. Once it's in there, it actually moves quite easily. And then you just give her a couple wiggles. Voila. And then the other side just gets a little sleeve. It comes with several sleeves. You guys can't see me. There you go. Comes with several size sleeves for different bolt sizes. So this is the one that works for me. So again, get her started in there. I sprayed the inside of this with a little bit of PB just to, or actually WD-40 just to soften up the rubber a little bit. And then crank her in there. This one's actually more of a pain in the butt than the T-bolt, believe it or not. Once I got it kind of set, I just came over and gave her some whack-a-moles. And then I also, that's kind of hard for you guys. Let me bring you over here. Like I said, this ain't the right way to do things, but it's the way we're doing it. And it worked. I just sat that metal lip on the edge and then gave her some taps, and she dropped right in there. Voila, it's a beautiful thing. So we got our rear shock set. Let's get over to the back of the truck. We're gonna do one side at a time so that our pinion doesn't wanna go and drop down on us at all, and we don't have to support that. That's how we're doing it. All right, so with the DJM kit, you get 4-inch tapered blocks. That taper, the short side, goes towards the front of the vehicle, helps maintain your pinion angle where it's supposed to be. They send you new U-bolts, much longer ones, and then they send you your lock washers and your nuts. So what we're gonna do is we got our pull jack underneath the axle tube. We're gonna pop all 4 of these nuts off the U-bolts, break this U-bolt loose, get that out of the way, and then we're gonna crank the axle up. Hopefully with this, I think we'll be able to get enough height out of it. And I'm also going to just loosen up the bolts on this side, but not take them off completely. It's just gonna allow the axle to move a little bit better. And then we'll slide our block in, drop it back down. And that is how it's done. At least I think so. I don't know. There it is. There's your block, your U-bolts, and your new shock. And that's the drop difference. So that is all factory, and that is all drop. So that's how much lower we're going. There's your 4 inches. We are going to duplicate that on this side quick, and I will show you the finished product. Ready, set, go. Well, everybody, that is going to be it for today. That is the video in a nutshell. We have HAVOC drop down on the DJM 3/4 drop, and I think it looks pretty killer. Very happy. There she is in her glory. We got the fender flares on both sides. Those are getting painted, along with our bumper came in. I gotta show you guys that thing. It comes rolled up like in a ball, literally. And then you put it out in the sun and it turns into that. But I'll show you that in another video when we go over that. So all in all, we've got new front brakes, we've got new rear brakes, we've got 4-inch lowering blocks and new shocks in the back. We got the DJM lower control arms in the front. We got new wheel bearings in the front. What else did we replace? Upper and lower ball joints in the front. We got the rear bumper off. We got the exhaust off. We got the spare tire out. We got to pull the badges off the tailgate still. And other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape. The next video on this truck, we are going to be doing a deep dive into ripping that interior out, and there's a massive pile of boxes over there. We are doing a full custom stereo system in this truck. We are going to be sound deadening the floors, the back of the cab, behind both door panels, all new speakers through the whole truck, new head unit, cleaning and shampooing the carpet. We're gonna clean and shampoo the seats. This whole interior is getting a complete overhaul, total overhaul. And if I can get my buddy over here, we'll get the windows tinted too. We got our wheels ordered. They are set. I expect them in 45 days. So we'll see what happens. So let's see, all of August, middle of September. So hopefully they come in the middle of September. I dropped the aluminum 5.3 that we're putting in this. I dropped that off to my buddy's shop. I'll show you a video of that when we're picking it up. He's away next week, but when he gets back, he's going to start putting my motor together. I dropped off all the parts. Basically, it's a short block right now with the rotating assemblies done, but he's ordering the oil pump, the covers front and rear, our crank pulley. He's ordering all kinds of stuff. And actually, our oil pan just came today that we need for the swap in this truck. Oh, we also got our kit from FabBot, which I haven't even unboxed yet. So you'll get to see that in another video. But that is that box right there, which has our cross member, our motor mounts, and all of that good stuff. So I want to do the stereo system in this next, get the interior all cleaned up and put back together the way I want it. And then we are going to rip the motor out of this thing, get the motor and transmission out. Oh, I dropped my transmission off also. That's over at my buddy's shop in Connecticut, Accurate Transmission. He is going to pull apart Kong. If you don't know who Kong is, that's my SS Trailblazer. I took the old 4L70 that I smoked the overdrive in that thing, and we're going to rebuild it and we're going to use it in this because Kong makes a lot more power than I plan on putting in this truck. I would love this truck to be a solid 600 wheel horsepower pump gas, 93 octane. We're going to put flex fuel on it too, just in case we decide to turn it up and put some E85 in it. But pump gas 93, 600 wheel, that's the sweet spot. I feel like this truck will be super happy with all the parts we have going on. So that old transmission rebuilt will be great. Kong makes 1,000 horsepower, so it didn't like to live in that one. And it's a lot heavier. Kong is literally 4,970 pounds as per the scales, with my fat ass in it. This truck, I think, is around 3,600 pounds. So huge difference, almost 1,400 pounds lighter. So she should be a snotty, fun little truck. And we're also in talks about possibly doing a new rear end in this truck also. It's gonna need one no matter what. But instead of just going junkyard 8.8 and that route, we might be putting a nice rear end in this thing. We all love a nice rear end, don't we? Yes, we do. Oh, that's also the rear bumper for this. I got a brand new rear bumper. The one that I took off was dented. So that's a rear bumper, but we got to paint that. We got to paint the flares. We got to paint the front bumper. We got to paint the grill. We got to Raptor line the bed. We got a ton of work to do. So I figure while the engine's being put together, we're waiting on our harness from Current Performance so that we maintain all the factory gauges and controls in the truck. And we're waiting on the transmission. So by the time we get those three things back, oh, and the wheels, I figure we got 6 weeks to gut this truck down, take all the motor tranny and all that stuff out, clean everything up, get the interior done, get the bed Raptor lined, get the fender flares and everything painted, and it'll be ready to put on the road. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. Next video is gonna be on Karma. See that little makeshift paint booth over there? I taught myself how to paint. Well, taught myself how to spray paint with a paint gun. I wouldn't call myself a painter because, actually, you know what? I think it came out really good, but you don't get to see that right now. You'll have to stick around, check out the next video, because the next video in general, which is every Sunday at 8 a.m., is gonna be of Karma. We painted the cab, and then we're gonna put the cab back on the truck, bolt everything together, put the front end back on it, and it is off to the cage builder finally. We got confirmation. I'm either bringing it Wednesday or Thursday next week, and we're dropping it off at his shop, and he's gonna start cracking on it. So the cab's going back on Karma, everything's getting bolted back on, it's getting loaded in the trailer, and it is finally off for the cage. I'm gonna show you guys painting everything, prepping it all, and then I'll even throw in some footage of bringing it up for the cage. All right, remember, nothing stays stock. I am out.